Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here, excited to bring to you today's collective reading where we dive into the energy of your own magic and how you can manifest love, career, abundance, happiness, and success. So welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, let's dive in. Now, right away here, you have the villain card showing up, and it says, you can always rewrite the story. Whether someone did you wrong, perhaps there was a situation where an experience or a situation brought out the worst in someone else or even the worst in you, collective. This is telling you that you have everything within you to rewrite your story. We can't go back and rewrite the past. We can't change what has already been done, but we can start living in the moment. We can start living for today. And for some of you, you may still be caught up in an old story. Okay, I am getting that there's been a lot that's happened to you in the past here, collective, and sometimes you feel like you don't have any way out, or there is a level of trust that's been broken, and you may be having a difficult time regaining that confidence to trust, right? Because sometimes there's a truth, and that's a hard pill to swallow. Sometimes our villain wins. However, that doesn't mean that we should give up or lose hope. It just means that it's time to rewrite the story and keep on going. It can be incredibly freeing and empowering to reclaim yourself after some sort of loss or a tragedy or a setback or a tower moment. But if you understand and you realize that not only do you have the potential, but there are unlimited opportunities for you to grasp, for you to reach out into. I sense that some of you, I mean, look at this. She has a big old boulder and it's right there. I feel like you are wanting to get rid of something that's difficult, some sort of painful truth. It's like she has the boulder over her head and she just wants to smash the seashell here. So there could have been something that you heard, some sort of notes, because you can see the musical notes here. Maybe this came in a form of a text message or an email. There may have been a painful truth, but Spirit is saying here, in order for you to manifest new opportunities, whether it be in love, in career, regarding healing, even happiness, whatever opportunities that you may have felt passed you by or felt very challenging for you, I feel like you have the ability to rewrite your story. Let's take a look and dive in here. How can we help the collective rewrite this story when such a painful truth sits within us, or such a painful experience or a loss? There could have been a major tower moment that occurred in your life. Let's see what's going on here in the collective. Why does the collective feel like we can't rewrite the story? Or maybe the collective's trying to. Yeah, there you are. You're trying to do it here. Some of you, you may have been connected to a soulmate. You have the Four of Wands card here. And the Four of Wands, it can be celebrating a milestone. So maybe what you are focusing on here, or need to focus more on, is, there's some sort of severing that may have taken place, because I'm getting death energy here as well. But you're coming in and rewriting a story. For a lot of you, you've already done the healing work. You've already, maybe you have squashed something, right? Squashed a relationship, squashed an old opportunity that just wasn't in your best interest, or maybe it was, but you've had to grow and learn from it. And I'm just getting here, you've squashed something. It's like you've stepped on it, you're ready to move on. A lot of you are absolutely ready to take on some new beginnings. And I see that these new beginnings are going to bring in a lot of happiness, a lot of success, collective, because you have the Four of Wands here. And this is the card of awards, graduating. You've actually graduated in a sense from a very important soul lesson. For some of you, it was with a soulmate, which it could be a romantic partnership. It could be a family member, a friendship. There is something where some of you may have even wanted to squash the beef, because I'm getting the word squash here. I mean, maybe some of you are eating squash as you're listening to this, or baking it or cooking it. But I feel like you want to squash the beef, or you want to, step on something, leave it in the past, and you want to move forward in more celebratory energy. So you are in the position to celebrate a test from the universe, or a test of your own willpower, your own strength, because you're believing in yourself now, collective. And I feel in order for you to manifest this new beginning, you must squash the beef with something that had happened in the past. Let's just take a tiny sneak peek into the past here, because of course we do see that there's celebratory energy, but I just want to get a little sneak peek into the past, and it looks like a whole lot for a lot of you. So let's just take a look and see what some of these things could have been. Six of Cups, definitely soulmate, someone from the past, or it could have been childhood dreams may have felt cut short for some of you. This can be childhood wounding as well with the Six of Cups. Some of you may have even romanticized the past, and you're like, I've romanticized the past, or, I may have started to tell myself a story that no longer exists, or it was more imaginary than it was realistic. And I feel like you're getting real with yourself here. And once you get real with yourself, that's the key. It helps squash the beef for something that may have happened in the past between you and a specific person, or you and a specific situation, where it's actually teaching you more kindness and compassion for yourself, collective. And that was a big lesson here. Now you have the Eight of Wands. So yeah, some sort of communication came in like a wrecking ball, right? There was something that came in hot. I feel like there was possibly even a lot of turmoil, a lot of just a whirlwind. It's like getting the news that you didn't expect, or, it could have been a health issue. It could have been a relationship truth that came out. Maybe it was a rejection of a job. Whatever happened here in the past, you just want to kind of put it behind you. And you may even be thinking, Melissa, I don't want to talk about the past. That's in the past. But if we see here that we can see something for what it is, and we can gain the truth, it really allows us to embrace this Four of Wands energy and celebrate how far we've come. Now, you've learned some big lessons here. It may be marriage or some commitment, but I feel for a lot of you, this is lessons in your own belief system. This has to do with the Hierophant here, your morals, your integrity. This is about life's lessons, teachings, right? Some of you may have even heard something corrupt, or maybe you were taught something corrupt in your childhood, or there was a relationship that was very corrupt, very toxic. And I feel like you are squashing the beef. You're putting something behind you here. Yeah, Four of Swords. In reverse, though, some of you in the past, you were obsessing about a person, place, or thing. You really needed to heal. Just relax, because I am getting a lot of overthinking, working, ignoring the signs that your intuition and your body was trying to tell you here. But you have so much magic within you to manifest this, but you couldn't be, or you wouldn't be where you are in this position of more enlightenment, more growth, more experience, and more on par with your soul's journey than you are now if you didn't go through these situations, because you do have the Lovers. For some of you, it was a divorce or a separation. For others of you, it was a partnership in family or in your career where you just kind of parted ways, you separated. Some of you, this could be a career where maybe there was a lot of people laid off, a lot of people fired. Some of you may have even found out that your company collaborated with another company and they were letting people go. I feel like whatever this is here for you, it was actually for your highest good. Maybe it felt imbalanced, or maybe you didn't even realize that you were stuck in some sort of of comfort zone or routine. And I feel like this opportunity is allowing you to really dive into your gifts, your skills, your talents to put you on track with manifesting things that are in your highest good. Queen of Wands here showing up. Yeah, it took a little bit of hit to the confidence. Some of you may have even been very insecure regarding a situation, maybe even jealous, or you were dealing with someone who was very jealous or very egotistical. But look at this, you have the Sun showing up. So regardless of how something went down, some of you were dealing with people with a very high ego, or someone who was just very insecure deep down based on perhaps some childhood wounding. But I feel like you're coming up out of that. Look at that judgment. Judgment energy is a second chance to give yourself a kind and loving review of the past, but also some sort of acceptance, right? That person or that company or that environment, it didn't feel fair at the time, and maybe it wasn't fair at all. But I've come to accept that it was part of my journey, and I don't need to carry that. I don't need to let the past hold me back any longer. And that's what you are doing now here, collective. You are moving towards your Sun. That's your final energy, along with the Four of Wands. What you're walking towards is something more stable, relationships that are built on, a strong, solid foundation, a foundation of happiness, of, unconditional love and commitments and trust and loyalty, not foundations that are built in the ego. Excuse me, not foundations that are built on jealousy or competition or vengefulness or, insecurities. Someone may have been very catty around you here, and that may have left things one-sided. I also get that you didn't get the closure that you wanted in a situation, but we give ourselves, the closure that we need. Sometimes it's not that, fairy tale ending of a closure that's wrapped up in a pretty bow, right? We get the closure that is cold, it's hard, it's ruthless, it's relentless, and we need to come to terms with, gaining that necessary closure that we need in order to walk towards a new manifestation. All right, let's see what else we have here for the collective, please. What do we have for the collective regarding believing in your own magic? By the way, that's what this deck is called, Believe in Your Own Magic, Amanda Lovelace. I will link it in the description box below, but I love the energy and the imagery. We have confidence. It comes with time and practice. It comes with time and practice, right? And we see the lack of confidence in that Queen of Wands in reverse. So for some of you, perhaps you felt like you didn't have the confidence to go towards a dream. Maybe you felt like you didn't have the confidence to end a relationship. Maybe you felt your self-worth was determined by your net worth or by what you had or what you could get. Or maybe this was someone around you may have been very egoic, very egocentric is what I get for some of you. And your confidence is building back up after some sort of a loss here. And I do feel like it's been difficult for you. Of course, we see that happening with the villain, but it says here, it seems like everywhere around you, people are chattering about how confident they are, right? How, you may see this within your family. You may see this on social media. That's a big one. We always see, on social media, people's happy lives or their successes or their marriage and their great career, but you have to remember that that's only one side of the story. We don't always see everything on social media, so we can't compare, because that can leave us, feeling less confident even. And it says, again, everybody is chattering about how confident they are and just how freeing it feels. You wish you could relate to them, but you haven't gotten there yet. Listen, it's all right. Confidence is not an instant or an overnight evolution. Just like with everything else, it takes time, practice, and a lot of unlearning of toxicity. And there was something that was toxic. Some of you, you're releasing or working on anger, on control, on self-control, on impulsivity, because she's angry, right? She has this boulder above her head and she wants to just smash that seashell to smithereens. She just wants to let that anger out. And there's nothing wrong with that. So many times we're taught or we're told, right? You can't cry, or anger isn't good. All of the emotions that we have are healthy. They are normal. They are part of the human experience, but it's how we transmute that emotion. Do we use it for destruction, right? Do we destruct? Do we destroy ourselves or others with anger, with sadness, with the heavy feelings that we absolutely each and every, each and every one of us have gone through? Or can we channel that energy in healthy ways? A lot of people work out, right? They go to the gym, they sing, they create. There's so many different ways that we can turn that pain into gain. And that's part of believing in your own magic. So if you're feeling angry, or if you are feeling like there are deep suppressed energies that keep bubbling up, how can we transmute that pain, right? Instead of saying, well, I'm just going to be angry and there's nothing I can do about it. How can you find resolution in that anger? How can you turn that anger into something that, feels a lot healthier for you? And I feel for some of you, you may have been around a person who is quite angry. You may have been around someone very controlling. For others of you, you may have been with someone very impulsive and very toxic, and it did a number on you. So if you do have a lack of confidence, know that in time, with healing, with rediscovering who you are and reintroducing, that self, coming back home to self here, you're going to believe in your magic in no time here, collective. And you will be the one that's, chattering happy vibes with that sunshine, and you'll be helping inspire others. Some of you are already feeling confident about your next steps, and you may be the one that helps other people now regain their sense of confidence. All right, but there is something with timing here, especially for those of you who have gone through some dark nights, some tower moments, some deep loss, some big challenges. Let's see what else we have here, please, for the collective. What do we have? How can the collective believe in their magic? What do we need here? You have release your guilt. Whoo, this is a big one. This is a big one that I work with a lot of clients on, releasing guilt, because guilt is such a lower frequency that holds us hostage, right? It holds us in a state of, feeling a victim mentality as well. It can hold us in a place of, unforgiveness, and it can hold us down. Really, it can be quite difficult here. And for some of you, you may feel guilty about how something ended, or you may feel guilty that you weren't there when someone maybe even crossed over. It says you've been carrying the burden of guilt on your shoulders for far too long. This also stems back to childhood, I just heard. Someone may have been a villain in your story. This could be father, could be mother or sibling. That person maybe who had a little bit of anger. Maybe this is your suppressed anger, and you have guilt at yourself for these feelings, right? That's why you are needing to release. You've been carrying this burden, right? You've been carrying it on your shoulders. It's now negatively impacting all the facets of your life, right? Making it impossible to manifest that love, that career, that abundance. We don't want that for you, collective. You've come to a crossroads where you need to choose a direction. Go ahead and make your reparations, or release yourself from the cage you've built around yourself. Sometimes the first road leads back around to the second. I'm going to repeat that here. Sometimes the first road leads back around to the second. So sometimes we have to kind of backtrack for a moment. And what perfect time during retrograde, even though these are timeless, some of you may be backtracking, or you may be kind of going back to heal something of the past once and for all, but it's going to lead to, a new road, a new opportunity. Let's get some messages here. I want to see also how we can help you build up your confidence to let this guilt go. So what does the collective need to know about their confidence? Okay, Queen of Cups. Yeah, you had to go through a situation that emotionally, oh wow, okay, that's morbid, that's intense. Emotionally gutted you. For some of you, this was an experience of the heart like no other. Okay, it was something that, wow, look at, you have the 7 of Wands, and then you have coming back around the 4 of Wands. So that's what we see here in the beginning. You're going to get through something here. Some of you already have, and you are ready for this confidence to start manifesting here as, physical things. Now that you feel confident within, you're going to start to see the world opening up. I feel like you have done a lot of release work with this Queen of Cups, okay? Because again, 4 of Wands is the clarifier. So Spirit wants you to know that a lot of you are regaining your sense of stability, your sense of confidence, but something really maybe challenging you've had to go through. Some of you, it may have even been a loss of a child, the loss of a loved one. I'm getting here as well. You felt sabotaged even, or you felt cornered with the 7 of Wands. You see here that there's 7 wands coming at her, and all she has there is her 1 wand, where she's trying to do what she can, but she's backed against that boulder and she can't quite see that there's a boulder behind her. Therefore, she could trip and fall over the back end here. But I feel like you don't want to walk on eggshells. You don't want to feel cornered. You don't want to feel like you have no other out. This is about you living life on your terms. It is about you going the distance to stand up for yourself and your beliefs and your morals. It's about you being that emotional, beautiful king or queen that you are, even though this is representing that, feminine energy with the Queen of Cups. You're someone who gives great advice. You are an empath, a lot of you. You may even be an emotional individual where people have said, wow, you definitely feel a lot. And I feel, some of you could be water signs or have strong water placements in your chart, but we also see someone who is invested in their emotional growth. They understand their feelings, and they don't have to feel like their feelings are backed up in a corner. Like, I don't have anywhere to express myself. I don't have anywhere to cry, or I shouldn't cry, or I don't want to numb my feelings or emotions. I don't want to feel like I'm being attacked by my own emotions any longer. I feel like you've learned how to temper them. I'm getting temperance energy as well. So you've learned how to work with your emotions to your advantage, but also allow them to flow through you and celebrate that you've overcome, the highs and the lows, but celebrate the big wins, but also celebrate what it took you to get there. So this is really beautiful energy here. And when it comes to releasing guilt, some of you have guilt regarding maybe children, okay, childhood. It could be regarding nurturing a situation, but there's a lot of abundance coming in here. And there's that seashell. It kind of goes back, 2 separate decks here. Look at, in the past, this old villain, this old story, it's like she wanted to crush the seashell. But in the future here, the Queen of Cups is holding the seashell, and she not only has a full seashell, right? She's pouring it, and there's so much abundance here. You can see that these little koi fish are jumping out of the water because there's so much more abundance. She's nurturing something. You see in her stomach here, her stomach is swollen. So there's something that you are, you're pregnant with some sort of idea. Some of you, this could be physical pregnancy. For others of you, you are pregnant with ideas. You are nurturing new beginnings. You are excited to have a new beginning, but you've had to go through a bit of a gestation period. You've had to go through maybe even the nesting energy, where you've had to take care of yourself, put yourself first here, or nurture some creative endeavor or idea or little human that you are taking care of. But I feel like you're getting ready to give birth. This is beautiful. Spirit, what last messages do we have here? We're going to pull one last card from the Believe in Your Own Magic. What is the collective giving birth to? What is this all about here? How can the collective believe in their magic to give birth to whatever this is coming in? Look at this. Wow, you are working on forgiveness. Forgiving yourself for staying in situations longer than you thought. Forgiving others for, the pain. Forgiving yourself for, maybe not making a move or being insecure or whatever it may be. There's a zillion things that hold us in this energy. Now, it says red here, which is very interesting because red is the color of the root chakra as well. And I feel for a lot of you, you're rebuilding a sense of stability within yourself. And the message here, it says you've been holding a grudge against somebody or even yourself in your life. Maybe it's a loved one or maybe it's yourself. This isn't a card telling you that you must learn to practice forgiveness. No, forgive them on your own terms, if and when you feel ready to do so. This is simply a nudge for you to consider whether that time is the present. Don't let forgiveness feel like an obligation, but like a shiny red hope that gets you through your sleepless late nights, right? We can't push forgiveness. And this could be you thinking, well, I should have forgiven this person already, or I really need to move forward. There is something here with timing, right? You have time and patience literally showing up here. But I feel for a lot of you, because you've been doing the work, you're freeing yourself from a situation. And you see here that, yes, it almost looks like red apples, red roses showing up here. Either or, both of them represent love and prosperity. So I definitely feel like a lot of you, you've worked on this forgiveness piece, and I really feel like you are ready to let go and give birth to this energy. Let's see what this is all about. Let's see now that we've kind of forgiven, now that we're not hanging on to that anger and want to smash that seashell to smithereens, now you're you are rewriting a story by starting now because you're giving birth to something new, but you're going back here and you're saying, what lessons can I learn or have I learned that I'm not willing to repeat or ever put myself back into? Let's see what you're giving birth to. What is the collective giving birth to? Oh, wow. Judgment again. You have the Six of Cups and the Eight of Wands. So you're definitely moving towards forgiving something of the past that's happened. And there is a new judgment day ahead, right? That judgment horn is a blowing. And when that judgment horn blows, you wake up, you listen. A lot of you have gone through a major spiritual enlightenment, spiritual awakening here. This is a redemption, right? This is saying, I forgive the past. I forgive what has gone on. I'm healed of the wounds. I am not judging myself or others. I'm embracing the change that I am birthing into this reality. And I'm forgiving. This is the card of forgiveness as well, which you have showing up here. And look at that. She has red tights. There's a red butterfly and there's a red ribbon. So there is something here that you are standing strong in your foundation because that's the root chakra, the red. I also see with the butterfly, big changes that are going to alter your stability, but for the better. And then we see the ribbon, and this is like a ribbon of victory. It is about, celebration. And we see the ribbon showing up here as well, or we did in the last card there. I feel like there's going to be some new communication. There's going to be some new energies that you put out there. Communication, expression, creativity. Eight of Wands can be the card of travel. It can be a physical move. Some of you may be moving, relocating, and I'm hearing the words visa. So maybe this is a visa or a contract or something regarding, passport, or it could be Visa credit card. I mean, some of you, maybe you've just opened a new credit card account, or maybe you've paid off a card. But the Six of Cups is saying, you're healing some of that childhood wounding, or someone is working on that as well. And you're seeing it for what it is. You're seeing it for the truth that this person has been hurt, whether this person is you or someone else. It doesn't mean that what they did was okay, but I feel like there's a deeper sense of compassion and understanding. Some of you, with that Queen of Cups showing up in your energy as well, you're a big nurturer. You're a big healer. You may have even attracted people who felt broken, right? Maybe you've attracted people that were in traumatic energies, trauma bonds. But I feel like a new day has dawned here, and you're gonna put out some news of an announcement, right? You're ready to give birth with that Queen of Cups. You're ready to give birth here to a new opportunity. So you could be telling people, here's my notice, or I'm retiring, or I'm giving birth, or I'm moving, or, I'm divorcing, whatever some sort of news is. I feel like you're finally ready to put it out there because this judgment horn is calling, and we have more musical notes, which we see in the very beginning. Remember, we talked about the notes, and it was in a form of possibly a communication. So I'm also getting love notes, or maybe notes that you write yourself. Maybe these are love notes to the self. Okay, interesting. Maybe these are oracle cards that you look at, or maybe you are creating some love notes that you help other people with. There's something here with love notes. But I also get music could be significant. Some of you, you may be listening to music. Someone may even send you a song to listen to. For others of you, you could be creating music through maybe even singing bowls. Maybe you write your own poetry or your own songs. Music is significant here for you. And I'm also getting here Tears in Heaven, a song by Eric Clapton. Okay, Tears in Heaven. So some of you, that could be significant. And then that's interesting. They're also giving me another song here, Stairway to Heaven. So I'm getting two separate genres, two separate Stairway to Heaven. Some of you, maybe you've heard that song, or maybe Tears in Heaven. It may have to do with ascension, right? Whether you are ascending on your spiritual path, your spiritual journey, collective, or some of you may have lost a loved one, and Tears in Heaven could be symbolic. So you may want to check out maybe the lyrics of either one of those songs, or maybe it is something that you hear down the road. All right, what else do we need to know about the collective manifesting this new beginning? What else do we need to know? I am getting here the timing, okay? Timing, even though we have a little bit of timing taking place, they're highlighting 9 energy. 9 could be significant, and 9s are also about completion and accomplishment. So I feel like you are really close to birthing something. Okay, 9, it's like the 9th month, even with pregnancy, with gestation. There's something that's brewing, ready, really ready. And I feel like there could be something even within the next 4 to 8 weeks that comes to a conclusion, or comes to a wrap, or comes to a new beginning. Yeah, Knight of Wands. This is going to be quick. This could be even quicker than that. It could be even 4 days, right? 4 to 8 days from now, 4 to 8 weeks, no later is what I get here. So Knight of Wands, if you're wanting some sort of new beginning, some communication, or you are, going to express yourself in a big way, that Knight of Wands is excited, and he's ready to face what he needs to face in order to have this new abundance. Right? Look at, double knights. This makes sense. You have double knight energy. So there could be messages, news coming towards you. And it's interesting to note, both of these knights, they're coming together. There's some sort of divine intervention. There could be some sort of, collaboration that is coming in that's going to allow you to move forward, to allow you to take action. And even if it seems big and scary, because you can see the dragon there up at the mountain, I feel like you have what it takes to trump forward, right? You're coming forward in truth. And that's a really big message here in this reading, is truth. Trusting that the universe has your back, but also trusting in your own higher self, your own personal truth here, and trusting that you have that support. You see all the birds. Okay, there could even be air element here, maybe even a little bit of fire. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, as well as Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But I definitely see here, and look at that. Now they're kind of parting, separating. And we didn't do that intentionally, but it's like something is coming together. For some of you, it could be with the past energy here, but I also get that a lot of you are choosing to leave that past, leave that villain story, whatever that may have been, and the truth is going to set you free and allow you to move forward and take flight. That is what I have for you, collective. I hope it resonates. Really beautiful truths coming in, or, well, it could be hard truths for some of you, but it's leading to a really beautiful beginning or outcome for some of you, because you do have that sun, you do have that Four of Wands showing up multiple times here. And I feel like there is action taken towards your highest good. I'm going to repeat that: action taken towards your highest good. Thank you so much for tuning in, collective. I hope this helps. If so, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, comment. It certainly does help the channel. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Lots of love.